Good morning, and welcome back to Forge Yourself Forward. I'm your host, Mike. It's about 5:30 on this Wednesday morning here in New York. It's actually an absolutely beautiful morning. You see there's very few clouds in the sky. Air's back to normal, and I had about 40 pounds of ice. A lot of it's melted, but we're down temperature-wise to about 58, 56 degrees. Kind of goes back to one of the things that I was talking about, where as the temperature gets warmer, we were near 80 yesterday, it's going to be harder and harder to keep these portable ice baths cold without using a lot of ice. But as with life, you do the best you can with what you have, and you keep moving forward. And back down. We're going to do about 3 to 4 minutes. We'll see how I feel. It's cold, but it is nice. And I wanted to spend a little time today talking about something I've been thinking about. I've got a few gnats, that's why I'm swiping. I wanted to talk about a topic that you see all over social media, probably for the last 3, 5, maybe since the inception of YouTube, and that's the concept of either self-improvement, self-development, self-help, whatever people want to call it. It's honestly a term that I find to be a little bit ridiculous, and I think a lot of people try to capitalize on individuals' journeys to get better, to improve themselves. I know for myself, I kind of stumbled on this journey overall, I would say about 7, 8, maybe 9 years ago, give or take, where I realized that where I was and where I wanted to be wasn't exactly the same. We're at a minute, so sit down. Here we go. 1, 2. And to get back to, look at this giant piece of ice. It's nice. But to get back to what I was talking about 9 years ago or so, I started on this journey. I picked up my very first sort of self-helpish book, Think and Grow Rich, because, like anybody in their mid-20s, I was trying to figure out myself and the path. And since then, I've probably read, I would say, about 100 or so of those books. And not to knock on them, they're each individually good books. Some are obviously much better than others. But I think a lot of them say the same thing, that is, you have to, think positively. You have to believe you can do it. Yeah, of course. Those things are all important. You have to believe you can do it. You have to work really hard. You have to give it your all. I think a lot of those are kind of self-evident things. But that's not really going to get you anywhere. I mean, it's good thoughts. It's good ideas. It's kind of like being in this ice bath. Being in the ice bath by itself is going to have maybe some effect. I mean, I've been doing it for 3 weeks. I enjoy it. I certainly look forward to it. I think it does have some positives overall, but if you think that this alone is going to fix every trouble that you have or every problem, it's not. I'm sorry. I have not found it to be that way. In fact, what I have found is that you learn to deal... Oh, my son's waving from the window. I'll get it back. What I find is it's actions that matter. Putting all this together. You have to act. You have to get in the ice bath. You have to sit there for a little bit of time. And you have to realize that those things are what matters. It's small actions. Day after day after day. It's the ugly truth that nobody ever wants to talk about. That it's not you're going to wake up one day and you're going to have solved it. I don't think you ever really solve it. You get better, you adapt, and you grow. From my own experience, what I can say is it's just little day after day after day. And I think more people are willing to do it than we give a lot of people credit for. These small actions. What I think a lot of people want to know is all this sacrifice, day in, day out, giving up something that maybe they want in the short term. Is it worth it in the long term? Is it going to give you the reward that you want? Well, unfortunately, I don't think anyone can really answer that question. because nobody has a crystal ball, nobody can see the future. What I can say is that whenever I have had to make a sacrifice, whether it was with food or being lazy or not giving into something that I knew would be bad for me, while I can't say definitively in the future that it will 100% be better, I can say that it made me feel better. There was something about that decision when I knew I was doing something positive that would move me forward, that I was proud of myself. And I think if you're proud of yourself at the end of the day, that's huge. And I would strongly encourage to make those decisions that you feel are right, that are going to make you proud of yourself at the end of the day. When your head hits that pillow at the end of the night, when you said, I impressed myself. Just takes a little bit of courage, and just that decision that I'm not going to give in, or I'm going to take that action. I'm going to take that first step. I'm going to take that plunge, so to speak. It's been 4 minutes. Okay, so right about done. I'm going to wave to my sons one more time. Time to go under. Whew, that is cold. That's a good way to wake up. Haven't even had my coffee yet, but take the action, try something new, and make yourself proud. Because at the end of the day, if you keep making yourself proud, you keep showing up, you'll feel better. Keep going.